fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook Postgame Show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It is not quite a final yet, so that means the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show yet to come. It's on the way once this thing does go final. But in the meantime, welcome in, everybody. We're here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. I say we because it's Aaron Morse, Tim Allen, and a 9-2 Brewers lead. Is it safe to say this one's, as somebody once said, in the bank and drawing interest?
It is.
I think
it
so.
is in the bank and drawing interest. And Tim, the big sixth inning, it's back-to-back parlays for the people have been won.
Oh, nice!
As long as the Brewers
show.
hang on and get a money line win here,
yeah,
it'll be back-to-back days with a win on the parlay.
Are you stepping out or are you going chalk?
Yesterday I went. It was Churio, Contreras, Bowers, all to collect a hit. I went with the Struggle Bus Club to all collect a hit, and then Brewers money line. Today I went with Vaughn, at least 2 bases with a money line and the over 8 runs.
Okay, nice. Nicely done,
yes,
Mr. Morse.
I did it.
Okay. What a homestand.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that once we welcome everybody in. Once this game goes final, American Family Field, just about a full house to see Mizorowski and the crew, as it was 39,131 in the park to wrap up this series, wrap up the homestand, sweeping the Marlins, 2 of 3 against the Mets, 2 of 3 against the Rockies. Yesterday's win was huge. It set up this victory today. And it's set up today's opportunity to win the series and go 7-2 on this homestand and push your mark to 66-39. And with a Cub loss today, you're going to spread that gap to 7 games in the division. We'll take that. But what a homestand. Just amazing. All right, let's catch you up here on what the Brewers actually, how they got to this point, 9-2 in the 7th inning. First inning, Jacob Mizorowski struck out the side. Little bit of a cost to pay there, however, a 9-pitch strikeout to the leadoff hitter. That would come back to, be in a decision a little bit later on in the game. But 3 up, 3 down, in order, all via the strikeout for Miz, just dealing. You know, we're going to talk about Miz once this game goes final in a little bit more depth, Aaron, because nothing's off the table for Jacob Mizorowski in any given start. And what I mean by that is no hitter, perfect game, strikeout record, that's well within reach. But you could go to immaculate inning, all of those things. He's already setting so many records in terms of velocity and the number of pitches over 100, the number of pitches over 101, the number of pitches over 102, the number of pitches over 103. And I'm going to make a prediction, too, that Jacob Mizorowski in the postseason finally gets legit 105 point something. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But bottom of the first, the Brewers offense off and running. A leadoff double by Jackson Churio. Terang then with a bunt base hit and an error helped score the run.
Now it's Terang. Shows Bobby. Drags it this time. Pulls it. And a scoop. It's over the head. Here comes Churio. Throw to the plate. And he's safe. Wow. My goodness. An electrifying play right out of the gates.
They just brewered the Rockies on that play, or at least the first 2 batters. That's for sure. You put a little pressure on them like that. And Bryce Terang, a heck of a series as well. So that's good news. Absolute rocket double off the bat of Contreras, 113. That came 1 out later, putting runners at second and third with 1 out, 1 in for Jake Bowers. They get a run the easy way.
Got jammed, grounded to first, and here comes Contreras. He's going on contact. Only play is first base. And the Brewers have a 3-spot in the first inning. Give Bowers an RBI.
And that was after a wild pitch had scored the second run. So the Brewers up 3-0 after just the one inning. By the way, those of you that complain about the contact play, why did he go? Why did he go? Contreras and Bowers executed the contact play. So there's one example right there where it did work. Get the ball in play, you go on contact, it goes down as a fielder's choice. So 3-0. A couple of doubles, a single, an error, a wild pitch. 3 runs later, the Brewers took a 3-0 lead into that second inning. Mizorowski, 1, 2, 3, again, in order, all via the strikeout. 6 up, 6 down, 6 strikeouts. 2-out triple by Joey. Joey in the bottom of the second stayed 3-0 into the third inning. Miz, another 1, 2, 3 frame in the third, struck out the first batter. And Aaron, that's 7 up, 7 down, 7 via the strikeout.
Franchise record to open up a game, 7 in a row.
And I was hunting at that point. I was like, you got to get Burns. You got to get Burns. Because Burns struck out 10 in a row, but that was mid-game against the Cubs a handful of years ago. So, but that didn't happen. Johnston deep fly out, and then Miz bounces right back with a strikeout. 9 up, 9 down, 8 via the K. Brewers went in order in the bottom of that third inning, so the game stayed at 3-0 into the fourth inning. Brewers wasted a leadoff double by Bowers. It was back to work to Miz, got into the fifth inning. Little bit of everything. So this, after a leadoff strikeout, his 12th of the game, this is in the fifth inning, Jake Bowers, a nice play in right for the second out. Perfect game, no-hitter, shutout, all gone. Why do I think coffee when I think of Cole Keurig? I just do.
Oh, it's close enough to the Keurig. You know,
yes,
the Keurig
okay,
machine is close enough. Yeah.
That's it. So it was 3-1 right there. And I will say this, guys, not being a worrywart, but I was a little nervous at that time because Mizorowski hit a batter. And then on the 30th pitch of the frame, a ground out ended that inning. But it was a game, 3-1 into the bottom of the fifth inning. By the way, when Keurig hit that home run, I don't know if you noticed this, TV and radio mics picked up a good chunk of what was going on in that Rockies dugout. A lot of F-bombs being dropped there.
Something like, I don't give a,
who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting.
Congratulations, guys. You had one hit.
Yeah, one hit, and you were late on a fastball, and it squickled over the wall. Big deal. So did momentum switch at that point? Brewers went in order in the bottom half of that inning into the sixth inning, where Mizorowski's day was done, and we'll get more on that in a bit. Chad Patrick into the game in the sixth inning. Things got a little testy. 2 pitches, 2 outs, but some sketchy defense. Nobody covered first on a ground ball to the right side that Terang corralled. Then a bloop to Lara, sort of a misplay, 2 on, 2 out, and Murph had to go out and get Ashby. And Ashby, no worries. 1 pitch. Ashby gets out of it, moving the game into the bottom of the sixth at 3-1. Things got fun, and we'll take our first break here. We'll get to some more of the highlights after the break here as the Brewers-Rockies continue to play the third and final game of this series. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show on the way. Tim Allen, Aaron Morris here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Okay, welcome back. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show coming up in minutes. They are bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers now up 10-2. How did they get there? We'll tell you about it. Tim Allen, Aaron Morris, and we are here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios as the Brewers shooting for a series victory and a 7-2 homestand and a 66-39 mark. So we fast forward to the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th inning, where things were, I have to admit, as I said prior to the break there, I don't want to be a nervous Nelly, but I was a little concerned that momentum was swinging right there. Miz out of the game. Rockies a little fired up. They almost put a couple more runs up there in the top of the 6th off Chad Patrick and Aaron Ashby. So the bottom of the 6th comes up, and Andrew Vaughn, he needed this leading off the inning.
There's Vaughn, deep left center. This one not coming back. Goodbye, Andrew Vaughn. 4-1 Brewers. Number 4 for Vaughn.
There it is, Andrew Vaughn with that solo home run. 4-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Bowers then a walk. He would steal second base. Sanchez would then work a walk. 1 in, 1 out, 2 on for Luis Lara.
And he pulls one into right field, a base hit. Bowers rounds third, headed home. The ball is bobbled in right by Johnston. It's an RBI double for Lara. Comes with 2 strikes, and it is 5-1 Brewers.
Oh, how about that RBI double? 5-1. They weren't done yet. Cooper Pratt, the kid came through.
16 hits in his last 12 games. That one's in the left field. That's down, a base hit. Sanchez will score. Lara right behind him into second base. It's a 2 RBI double. Cooper Pratt. 7-1 Brewers.
Breathing room for the crew, up 7-1, and the Coop chance. I am loving that at American Family Field. Joey Ortiz would then double, 3 straight doubles. So homer, walk, double in that inning. And it's one of the rare circumstances, Aaron. I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a runner at second base, Cooper Pratt, and Joey Ortiz doubles, a rare circumstance where the guy on second doesn't score on a double.
Yeah, well, the double comes because Joey's hustling out of the box as soon as the ball is hit. Otherwise, he has no chance. It just kind of squirmed off the glove into shallow left.
Yeah, off the glove of the shortstop. Second and third, still just the 1 out in that inning. Jackson Churio get that ball in play.
Category. Little tapper in front of the plate. Tough play, throw to first, out, but a run will score.
How about that base running by Cooper Pratt?
All right, and it brought up Bryce Terang. He would work a walk. Vaughn would strike out to end the inning. 5-run inning in that 6. 10 men to the plate, 5 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, a stolen base, a couple of Rockies pitcher. Snowman on the board at 8-1 into the 7th inning. Rockies got one back off Grant Anderson. Willie Castro found one in the 7th inning, 8-2 into the bottom of the 7th inning. Brewers answered right back in that 7th inning. Bowers was on base when Gary Sanchez would knock him home.
Sanchez down the right field line. That's going to go to the wall. Bowers on his way to third, being waved home. He will score, and El Gary with an RBI double. It's 9-2 Brewers.
Have the kids been getting it done here in the last 48 hours or so? Wow, because Luis Lara added to the scoreboard.
3-2 the count on Luis Lara. That one is lined to left. It's down, a base hit, and it gets by McCarthy. Here comes Sanchez. Lara in the second.
And that's where we are right now, I would assume, right? 10-2?
Well, they brought in the Rockies brought in a position player. And the Brewers did score one just as we were playing all those highlights. I just want to make sure how it went. It was a sac fly by Andrew Vaughn, but Churio doubled. Terang grounded out to advance in the third, and then Vaughn hit a sac fly to score.
There you
Churio.
go, Andrew Vaughn. He needs that. But we'll get into a couple of different things on really the future not just the future this year, the future into this, trade deadline. It's now, a week away, a week from tomorrow. But Cooper Pratt and Luis Lara, are we getting a good enough view of these guys to say, hey, we think we talk way too much about Madej and Andrew Fisher and Luis Pena and Adam Shesky and Blake Burke and some of these other guys. Did we kind of sleep on Lara and Cooper Pratt as fans? The organization didn't, because they signed them.
Yeah, well, they have 10 RBIs combined, 5 each over the last 2 days.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's legit production, and you're getting it from guys who have played a month or less.
Well, you got to hurry, mature quickly, very quickly, because, pennant race games might be a little different animal for a 21-year-old.
We talked about this a little bit last night on the post-game show, Tim, me and Don Wachillis, about Cooper Pratt. Started off, he was actually hitting pretty well. I was like, whoa, hey, this guy's got it. Then he hit a rough patch, and it was like, okay, this is where the pitchers adjusted to him right away, and he's got to figure out a way to readjust. And I think right now we're seeing him do a little bit of the readjustment that comes with rookies hitting against big league pitching.
Yeah, it really, when you look at the future, it just, I thought Cooper Pratt and Luis Lara were going to be decent players. Certainly the organization thought way into that. But I think we get the shining object, and that's this, these higher elite ranked prospects, and we're so into them that I think sometimes we just forget about these guys right here. These solid players. Are they going to be, is Luis Lara going to be a superstar? That's
probably not.
Probably not. There's only so many elite players in Major League Baseball. Is Cooper Pratt going to be an elite player in Major League Baseball? Maybe not. But if he's a J.J. Hardy, you'd take that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Big time.
If he turned into J.J. Hardy, that's a really well-done extension that they gave him to begin his career.
And a very affordable one, too. And that's the thing. I mean, you're playing the Mets, you're playing the Rockies. Let's face it, guys. We have to bake that into that conversation. We do. No offense on these teams, but they're bad teams. They're both bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can they win a game? Sure they can. Once in a while, you can win a game in baseball. Over the course of time, you will show the true colors of your baseball team. And most times, the really good teams beat the bad teams. And that's what you did see here. So do we bake that in? Not taking anything away from Cooper Pratt and Lara today or last night, but you have to consider that as these guys mature. But to achieve the success that they're having may pay off in late August, in mid-September, possibly into the postseason. We have to consider this. What if they don't make moves offensively for position players? This is what you're rolling with, guys, in the bottom of the lineup right here. And without Sal Frelick, Luis Lara is going to get some playing time. You're relying on Garrett Mitchell, who doesn't have a ton of at-bats in terms of experience. That's a little on the risky side, you have to admit. That's a little risky. But, man, if they come through, whoa. I mean, the future is looking super, super bright. There's no doubt. All right, so it's 11-2 at this point?
It is.
11-2, and maybe the game will be over just shortly after the break here. So we'll talk some Brewers baseball. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show on the way here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. That's Aaron Morse, Tim Allen, Brewers with a runaway, soon-to-be victory, and we're talking about it here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It is a final from American Family Field, and the results are good. The game, the series, and the homestand. Brewers are rolling. How about this? A win today, a runaway victory, and you take the series against the Rockies. You took the series against the Mets. You swept the Miami Marlins. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Aaron Morris, and a 66-39 mark after this 7-2 nine-gamer. Okay, first of all, coming into this nine-game homestand, three teams. Would you have taken 7-2? I think so.
Absolutely.
How about 66-39 mark? That is a new high water mark of 27 games over 500. And now to see what the lower end of the lineup and the youngsters are doing. Wow. Pratt and Lara, are we overlooking them a little bit? We'll talk about that throughout the show today. I want to get your reaction on the state of the Brewers as we sit now. They're going to head out west for three against a bad San Francisco Giant team. They'll then have an off day and head down the coast and get into L.A. and face a bad Angels team. Oh, this could get even better.
On the Nicolay Law Talking text line, the 608 asks, has Sal officially lost his job?
We'll find out. We're going to find that out.
A little premature.
Yeah,
but
it's a good problem to have. And that's the thing. It's a good problem to have. So these younger guys, we always talk about Jesus Madej and Pena and Andrew Fisher and Adam Shesky and even Luke Adams and Blake Burke. And it's just a plethora and a gold mine of just gold coins in a bucket. But did we sort of overlook a little bit Cooper Pratt and Luis Lara? Maybe. The organization didn't. They protected themselves by signing them long-term. They knew probably a lot more than I knew. Well, I'm sure a lot more than I do. Rewind that. They know a lot more than I do, yes, admittedly. But, we do go splash value a lot, and then we kind of lose some players in there. Now, here's the deal. When you look at a pennant race game, a little bit different for a 21-year-old, Luis Lara or Cooper Pratt. A little bit different in a pennant drive, in a pennant race. Let's rewind that. A lot different in a postseason game. So when you look at the younger players, and let's say for the sake of the argument, in the next 7.5 days to the deadline, they don't make a move to get a bat, which would not surprise me. That's not going to surprise me if they come back and it's 5:00 Central next Monday, a week from tomorrow, and Matt Arnold says, we were in discussions for an offensive player, but it, quote, just didn't materialize. That would not surprise me at all. So that being said, Cooper Pratt, Luis Lara getting some ABs in a postseason game? Think about that. Now we get to Mizorowski. What is on the agenda for him in the future? 7 up, 7 down, 7 strikeouts to start the game. That proved that way beyond any doubt that kid can do super special things. And what I mean by that is a no-hitter, immaculate innings, multiples. How about that? When his command is on, it would not surprise me that he throws 2 immaculate innings in the same appearance, in the same start. Perfect game, strikeout record. I don't know where to stop with some of the accolades potentially with him. He's already setting marks of most pitches over 100, most pitches over 101, most pitches over 102. Can I get most pitches over 103? Yes, there it is right there. Jacob Mizorowski, most pitches over 104. I'm going to predict right now in the playoffs he will throw 105 plus. If not before, it'll happen in a playoff game. Want to get your reaction on this ball game and the situation the Brewers are in right now. 27 games over 500, and now a week plus half a day to the deadline. Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. Aaron, you threw out a stat while we were talking the last 20 minutes or so of what Pratt and Lara have done here in the last 2 games.
Yeah, 10 RBIs combined, 5 for each of them, both over the last 2 games, yesterday and today.
It's just crazy. And Luis Lara's got a little edge to him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a little feisty dude.
Yeah, he is. I kind of like it.
He's got all the confidence.
Rockies had a little confidence going. Just a little tidbit here that I noticed after Carrig hit the homer. Mike's picked up the Rockies dugout. I don't know if you guys caught this. Both radio and TV. You could hear him in the background there. Maybe a little bit more in the foreground. Yeah,
I was listening on the radio at the time.
Yeah.
I stepped out of the studio and
there were F-bombs.
It was loud.
Dropped.
It was clear. Yeah. They were very clearly heard.
Oh yeah, I don't give a who that is.
And then we were joking just before last segment, like you had 1 hit in 5, and that was your 1 hit, your 1 base runner against the guy. You hit someone, but you're
hit batter,
two base runners. One was a hit by pitch on a toe, and you're saying I don't care who this guy is. Like, come on, dude. Your team struck out the first 7 batters of the game and 11 of the first 12, and you're talking like that.
And you're laid on a fastball and you run into one.
Yeah.
Very good. Good for you. But you did what you should do against a team like the Rockies. That's why yesterday was a huge victory, because it set this up to win this series. You guys know how I feel. I'm not alone in this. You guys know how I feel about when you got a really good team, you're to beat those bad teams. You are. And I it just drives me crazy when I hear from managers, players, and I get it, and I completely disagree with them. I know they have to show respect to their brotherhood of Major League Baseball players and coaches and managers, but to say that, well, they're a good baseball team over there. The Mets are not a good baseball team over there. Do they have good players? Sure. Can a good player step up and get you and sting you? Sure. They're not a good team, nor are the Rockies. And a really good team, this is what you do. That's why winning game 1 of a series is huge against bad teams, against any team. But the fact that you tied it up, a series, even at a game apiece, with that win yesterday, I think that was a huge victory, because it did set this up with Miz on the mound to seal the deal. Not only seal the deal against a bad team and win the series, but to seal the deal in a beautiful homestand. I mean, look at the attendance figures. You guys have been rocking it. I heard the Joey chants today. I heard the Coop. The Coop thing is starting to way catch on. That is big time. 39,131 at American Family Field. That's crazy. You want to go text messages, or what do you want to do here, Aaron?
We can do some text messages. We just had a caller call in. He didn't want to go on the air, but he wanted to give the comparison. He thought that he saw a little bit of Tony Gwynn in Luis Lara in the way that he swings at the plate.
Okay.
And he said, and Gwynn wasn't even thinking about the big leagues at 21. He was still playing basketball in college at the time.
Wow.
That's what he said. So
it's a good comp.
I said, you want to go on the air? He said, no, you can just tell Tim I said it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, these guys now, are they going to be superstars? Are they going to be elite players? Cooper Pratt, Luis Lara?
No.
Tough to say yes. It is. Are they going to be good players? Seems like it. Is Cooper Pratt, would you take a J.J. Hardy type comp in there?
Absolutely.
I think I would too. And that's a really good shortstop, offensively and defensively. I would take that for sure.
Over on the Nicolay talking text line, texting in, Scotty Tiffany says, hot take, with the bottom of the order being as productive offensively, maybe it's time to start looking at sprinkling in these guys higher in the lineup. Yelly can take a position lower in the order, not saying Laura, Pratt, Ortiz need to lead off, but bottom of the order no longer seems appropriate.
Yeah, no, I'm going to disagree with you, Tiffany. I do think that you leave your guys there, your Churios and Tarangs and Bowers and Contreras and Yelich. You leave them all be, and you let that bottom end be productive.
Yeah,
because
Tim,
these guys hit.
In baseball, it also, if you're just watching, the lineup structure is so important in terms of your role. If you're in the leadoff spot or the 2 spot, 3, 4, every spot has a different role. And I think some of these guys are just going to be better hitting at the bottom of the order. Like, for instance, Garrett Mitchell, I think I just keep him at 6, keep him at 5 or 6 every single game. He's been great, but I don't need him to hit second. I just keep him at 5 and 6. I think he fits that role perfectly.
You're seeing Bowers coming around a little bit. You're seeing Yelich coming around a little bit. You're seeing Churio coming around a little bit. You just had Bryce Terang with a hell of a series. You're fine. I still say I'm okay with this offense down the stretch. If they don't make a move, I'm not going to lose my mind over it for a bat. I mean, no doubt. And then on the Mizorowski thing, what kind of accolades do you think this dude will accomplish? I mentioned, no hitters and maybe a perfect game or a strikeout record and all those things, immaculate innings. How about Cy Young, plural? Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible. He's probably going to win it this year.
You would think he is. Now that this helps getting another win in this game, qualifying for the win through 5. That would have been nice his last time out to let him pitch through 5 to get qualified for that victory. But his ERA 1.58.
Yeah.
What's happening to you, Miz? It just went up by 0.01.
Chris Sale is at 2.19. That's the next closest. And then the next closest after that is 2.42 in the National League. So he is at least he's 0.62 ERA better than the next closest. I mean, he's almost a full run better than third best ERA in the National League.
Have we seen someone this dominating? I don't know if we have. In terms of velocity and just the amount of no chance for the hitter, ABs. Think about that. You guys watch these games. They walk away just helpless, these hitters at times. They don't even know what hit them at times. I mean, Levering was talking about it on the radio side, and he was saying, you just close your eyes and take a shot and see what happens. He landed a curveball, a 2-strike curveball. It's just, what are you going to do? You can't. There's just, I don't know. I think Aaron, you're right. I think he's headed toward the Cy Young, and a lot can happen here down the stretch here in the final 2 months, but 2 months plus. But we'll see. Immaculate innings. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't thrown that quite yet.
B. Hintage in West Dallas on the Talking Text line says, hey, Tim, I think Mizorowski throwing a no-hitter isn't a matter of if, but when he will throw a no-hitter. I'm stoked.
Yep, thought about that too, that it's when. But historically, think about, how dominating this stuff is historically could be something really, really big. A perfect game with count the strikeouts. I mean, Ben Sheets, I'd been nervous, dude. That's all I got to say. Because that 18's coming. It's coming. He starts out a game like this, and if this game were down the stretch where it was 100 pitch, 105, 108, 9 pitch threshold for Mizorowski, he would have probably gotten it today.
Yeah, he had 12 and 5 innings. 12 of his 15 outs were strikeouts, and you don't think that he was going to get, 4 innings? He had 4 innings to get 6 to tie.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break, reset. We are going to hear from Pat Murphy coming up. We'll hear from Jacob Mizorowski and Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. Sky's the limit for Miz, but specifically, how special can he be? Puts in for a good thought, doesn't it? It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studio.
Who gave the crew some breathing room? What play was it? It's time for the insurance run of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. On the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
There's Vaughn, deep left center. This one not coming back. Goodbye, Andrew Vaughn. 4-1 Brewers. Number 4 for Vaughn.
A lot of insurance today in an 11-2 Brewers victory to take the game, the series, and the homestand results in a 7-2 mark, sweeping the Marlins 2 of 3 against both the Mets and the Colorado Rockies. Welcome back, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Aaron Morse, and this runaway victory, a lot of insurance. You just heard all the highlights on Brewers TV, but you could have went with realistically, the insurance is probably Vaughn. You were up 3-1. Well, ultimately, at one point, you were up 3-1. So you had a little wiggle room. The Rockies ended up getting another run. So you're 1-run lead. So we went with Vaughn getting that solo home run. We could have picked a number of swings. Cooper Pratt with a couple of RBIs. Lara knocks in a run or two. So we could have went with all of that, but it ensured a Brewers victory. Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. Our insurance runner runs of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. Running a business is like a championship run. One bad hit can take you out of the game. G2 Insurance Services specializes in keeping your business and reputation protected. They offer tailored solutions for restaurants, professional liability, and workman's comp. They represent top carriers like Erie to find the best combination of coverage and price. Get the defensive line your business deserves. G2 Insurance Services in Brookfield, online at g2ins.com. G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. Get a couple of texts in here before we go to the phones.
Yeah, let's see. In the 262, 33 wins away from 99. Pratt's been the guy advocated to start the season. If the team makes no splash move with more pitching and a big bat, they will not win a World Series, period. They need more than these young guys come playoff time. So he's a little down on the younger guys. 608 says playing the game correctly has its effects. The fundamentals are contagious, thanks to saying yesterday with Luis Lara's sac fly turning into a Cooper Pratt home run as well. So a little back and forth on the rookies so far.
Yeah, and it's tough, guys. They're 21 years old. And if they're going to produce even half as much as they've been, I guess the question would be, if they don't get a bat, those are the guys you're going with. Sal Frelick is not coming back to play shortstop. They're not going to bring Brandon Lockridge back to play on the left side of the infield.
They could, but that would be a bad idea.
Okay, fair enough. David Hamilton, Cooper Pratt, and Joey Ortiz. It's what you've got. And if they don't make a move for an offensive player on the left side there, that's what you've got. So learn. Those kids, learn quick, as quickly as you can. Maybe that's why you're seeing as many at-bats for Luis Lara as we've been seeing. All right, 414-677-1250. My man, Uncle James, what's going on?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. What it do? Holy moly, is it hot up here in cornfield country? It's 96 degrees with a 74% humidity. How hot is it down in Beer Town?
Oh, it's a scorcher, no doubt.
Well, yeah, it must have been a fun game to attend to, and of course it's great to get a series win, but I feel sorry for the fans that went to Friday night's game. They kind of got rooked, don't you think?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a clunker. There's no question, but you bounce back. That game yesterday, James, I thought was a pretty important game, not only for the homestand, but for that series, setting it up to take the series today, moving forward. I just have to pat myself on the back. That's the win I guaranteed. So just saying, they were going to win that game. Gasser was dynamite last night.
Yeah, he sure was. And yeah, I seen your posting on Facebook. You did guarantee it before you were banging on your guitar case and saying the Brewers are going to win. You guaranteed it. And damn it, you were right.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, you were going to win the series. Miz on the mound, you're going to win, I don't know. What would you think? 9 out of 10 of those starts in some way, shape, or form. 8 of 10, I would say at the very least. But where's the limit for Mizorowski for you, James? What's the accolade that he is potentially going to achieve?
Well, I definitely wanted to win the Cy Young this year. I mean, there can't be anybody doing any better than him. I guess his number of wins, who knows? But, yeah, I'd like to see him win a couple games in the postseason, of course, and in the World Series, without a doubt.
Doesn't this make your mind go to game 1 of a playoff series when you see Miz pitch?
Well, yeah,
I can't help but thinking that way, that, my goodness, they're probably going to start out 1-0 in the playoffs in any series. Might be the NLCS, could be the NLDS, might be both. World Series. Could you imagine game number 1 in the World Series and Miz is ready to go?
it's an automatic win. So I got a couple of quick questions, if I could please.
Okay, shoot.
What happens to this McCullers guy that we DFA'd? Do the Brewers got to pay him, or did Houston give the money that they owed him, and then we just reimburse this guy? And does he go to the minors, or what happens to him?
Brewers were only on the hook for the 2.5 on the way out. Yeah.
Wow. So they paid him 2.5 for like 5 innings of work and walking how many dudes?
It shows you, man. It shows you what they expected out of him. And when you start spitting up big leads, it's not just that you can recover to win the game, but it's that this team, we've been accustomed to know Pat Murphy a little bit. And when you're expected to go out there and chew up innings and not go to your leverage guys, and you fail at that, it's not going to play out for Murphy. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you could tell on his facial expressions he was really PO'd yesterday when he had to go out there and talk to dude.
That being said, I wonder why Garrett Stallings wasn't pitching today, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing, I did ask this earlier, has Giannis announced what he's going to do with his Brewer ownership? Is he going to keep it, by the way? And
I would assume.
If he is,
yeah, I would assume he will.
Well, maybe he can help the Packers out and give them a few more millions so he can sign Tucker Kraft, hopefully. But I just got to say, Kelly, I'm less than 2 weeks away from coming down to Milwaukee. I'm going to the game on August 7th and 8th with Another Thing Johnny and Beer Count Kenny and my partner Chad. But I just want to say how fortunate I am to be part of this Brewers postgame show. I've met 3 wonderful guys, Johnny, Kenny, and I was at Jeff from Woodville's place last night. Beautiful home out in corn country again. Just fun to be part of the family. So with that, spark it up, folks. I'm only going to call from here on out on Sundays only. And here's to Chip, who actually made stickers and sent them to me. Keep the buzz buzzing.
There he is. Nicolay Law talking. Text line 414-677-1250. Mike in Marshfield, what's going on? Michael?
How you doing, Tim?
More important how you are.
I know, but I would just like to say that this is the absolute reason that you keep Joey Ortiz at third base. The guy hits when he plays third. I don't know why he can't hit at shortstop, but I'm telling you what.
Who cares why, right?
Who cares? Keep him at third. Tell Murph to stop messing with the lineup. Keep him at third. Keep him hitting.
Yeah, they're starting to. The nickname is starting to kind of hold third base Joey.
100%. I came from Marshfield, drove in, brought my 2 boys to the game today. They had a blast. My son called Contreras' double. He's like, he's hitting a double. And he did. It was amazing. Great team, great vibe, amazing.
That was a rocket he hit too.
100%, Tim.
Ooh, man. Wow. All right, Mike, stay in touch, okay?
Always will, Tim.
All right, take it easy. We go to another Mike, this time in Greenfield, Wisconsin. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Tim, I haven't been calling in much. Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine. You're sounding good. What's going on with you?
Not much. I don't call that much because I can't keep up with all these great calls that come in. I mean, most of your callers are pretty sharp on baseball.
No, don't underrate yourself, Mike. You've been a long-time caller. You're welcome.
Thanks a lot, Tim. What a fun season. And Joey, I know one of our good friends who's not at the station was calling, I think, Joey Zero, but maybe, and I felt kind of bad, but it sounded true. But man, things are working for him, and it's great to watch. Is Woodruff gone for the season or done for good? Or
Yes.
Okay,
he's done.
Yeah, that was really sad. But back to the one reason I was calling. I'm watching, and Miz was working on in the fifth, a no-hitter. And that pitch, that's a fastball that guy hit a home run for.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Was that a fastball? I think it was a fastball, yeah.
Yeah, it was a fastball. And he was at that time getting guys with the curve. And I just thought the count was 2-2. And I'm no genius, but why not throw another curve? But they wanted to get the guy out. I think I'm a big fan of Contreras. Sanchez is coming along, but I just wanted to hear your thought on that.
All right. Thank you, Mike. It's good hearing from you. Stay in touch. 4 1/3. I don't know if Rock on Brewers TV mentioned it, and I'm going to agree with him. I don't know if we've seen a more dominating 4 1/3 innings pitched in Brewers history. Think about that.
Probably not.
To start a game.
Yeah.
I mean, we
not.
did see Corbin Burns down at Wrigley strike out 10 straight. But to start the game, 4 1/3, 12 of the 13, you punch? I mean, think about that. Whoa. Wow. That's what got me thinking. I don't know where there's any limitations on this dude to do anything sort of high, elite end, special, historic, special thing. I think any of it's on the table. The biggest of which, now I know the league is going to adjust. We all know that. And, you heard Ivan Herrera of the St. Louis Cardinals say, well, how do you prepare for Mizorowski? He said he put the pitching machine on 110 to try and catch up to that. So the players are going to adjust to him. I don't know if it matters right now. It doesn't look like it matters at all.
No,
he's
throwing 103, 104 directly down the middle of the plate, and these guys, they don't even have a chance to touch the ball.
Yeah.
And we're talking like Hunter Goodman, dude with 30 home runs on this season, and he is incredibly late on 103 right down the middle.
And when he's really on, and that's the most impressive thing out of all of this year. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. The most impressive thing has been corralling that command from last year to this year. It's just when he's on right now, it is not only velo, but it's pitching. It's not just throwing, it's pitching. When he's painting black, wow. You just got to love it. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. Baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. So the Brewers get the victory today, 11-2. I just love looking at this. By the way, the Cubs lost today. And that means the Brewers are 7 games up in the division. Now, this is going to ruin a good day for you guys. All right? Maybe not. I don't think anything I could say could ruin your day. But
maybe.
But I will say this. I still don't want to face the Chicago Cubs in the postseason. I'm just saying. Call me whatever you want to call me. A chicken, you know what? Yeah, you can do it. Add the S word in there. Have more confidence in your team, Tim. I know they're good. I know they're better than that team. They are better than that team down south.
But
Not that team is bad.
Yeah, how fun was last year though in the DS? Once it was over, once the win happened.
Oh my gosh.
Weren't you don't want that feeling again?
Oh, I don't want it. I don't want to go through the pain it took to get that feeling.
Just take off of the show. Just don't listen to the games. Don't take anything in with the games until the series is over. And then when the Brewers ultimately win because they're the better team, then you can have the feeling of joy and elation heading into NLCS.
But still a lot to happen between now and potentially then, and that is a better Brewers record. Let's see. We'll do quick math before the break here. So there's 66 and 39. Am I right in that there's 58 games left?
Yeah. 50. Was today 105? Today was 105, so 57 games remaining, right?
57 left?
Wait a second. Let me do my math again. This was game 105. Yeah, so 57 left.
Okay.
Yep.
So go 500?
Yeah, so let's just say they go 20, 29 and 28. That would be 95 wins.
That's one game over 500.
Yeah.
So that's playing about 500 ball. You're going to go mid-90s. That's only 500.
Yep.
And here's what I want. I know in terms of the division title, when you get to the point where there's a caller, he still calls the show these days too. His name is Ron. He was always into Tim. Relax. The Brewers, if they only go 500, the next closest, in this case would be the Cubs, they would have to go this. I want to get to that point where Ron's doing the numbers for me, because then you can just write this thing in. I want another division title. You guys know after that, maybe even before that, they go hand in hand. Get that one seed again.
The Cubs would have to go 36 and 22 the rest of the way if the Brewers went 1 over 500.
Those are the numbers right there. 36 and 22. You think Chicago is going to do that?
And the Cubs would have to win the tiebreaker in that scenario as well, of the head-to-head.
So they'd have to win another, an additional game.
Probably, yeah. So they have to go 37 and 21.
That's crazy. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I'm just saying. So we'll take a break, come back. We're going to hear from Brewers manager Pat Murphy, hear from Jacob Mizorowski as well. The Brewers an 11-2 win today to take the game in the series homestand 7-2 overall, 66 and 39, 27 games, which is the high-end mark so far this season, 27 games over 500 and rolling. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Tim Allen, Aaron Morris talking Brewers baseball here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
After there's some maybe not so great signs from his in his last time out, how encouraged were you to see him come out?
Yeah.
Velo and the location.
Yeah, I thought he was great. He really was. He could have continued, obviously, but we're unfortunately he had to throw a few more pitches in that inning, or he would have went back out for the sixth. He wanted to, but yeah, he was really good. Obviously, punch out 8 of the first 9 and 11 out of the first 12. That's 12 out of the first 13. Sorry. Yeah, that was good. So.
What impressed you the most about what he was hitting?
Punch out 12 out of 13. That's pretty impressive. There's nothing more impressive than that, I don't think. But I could say that he looked good, but punching out 12 out of 13 is a pretty good sign.
Does it still impress you that the story's out? He throws hard, throws fastballs, and big league hitters still can't touch it.
Well, they can touch it. I mean, they can touch it, and he locates it in the top half of the zone. It's really hard to hit, but his extension and his command of it, and the fact that he's got secondary stuff to go with it, makes it even tougher. So sometimes you plan on, well, you know what, I'm going to hit the secondary stuff because can't hit the heater, and then you get the heater, and now you're caught in between. But it's impressive. It's very impressive. But it wasn't the only thing that won us the game. He pitched 5 innings, and it was 3-1 when he left. And, luckily we added on after that, but it was nip and tuck there for a while. I mean, these guys are hungry and capable, and that's why they're being competitive in a lot of games. But yeah, did we hit 8 doubles? Is that right? 9 doubles. Franchise record. The strikeout thing is 12 out of 13 has got to be a franchise record, doesn't it? All time? All time record? 12 out of 13? Well, it doesn't mean. So if you struck out 8 in a row, then you gave up fly out, then you struck out 7 in a row. All right. That's pretty good. 5 innings. That's good. The young kids again, Lara, some 3 really good at-bats. Pratt, Ortiz lifted us. Bowers looks like he's his old self, which is really encouraging. Vaughn seems like he comes up with a big hit or two every time. Bryce's bunt, I think it changed the complexity of the first inning.
How impressive you got Cooper Pratt's maturity over time, how he went from the beginning of when he got called up to where he.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's basically the same. He was ready. He knew he was coming at some point, and we made him wait for a while, and he was ready. The type of kid he is, he's very steady, and I think he's been very steady. And as he learns pitchers and as he learns the game at this level and the speed of it, the length of it, the intensity of it, I think he's showing signs that he can be very consistent. And Lara in the same way. They're going to be very consistent, good baseball players. I think that's the reason the organization signed them long term, is they sensed in them that this is how they play. And yeah, they've been really steady.
Murph, how have you noticed Lara and Pratt kind of playing off each other's energy, and what's allowed them to both be so successful so early on in their career?
Yeah, I think the guys have accepted them, and the guys have guided them really well. I think one sees the other handling it, and that helps each other,
All right, there he is, manager Pat Murphy. Wanted to get you a couple of comments here from the amazing Jacob Mizorowski. Here's what he had to say after the game.
Miz, how did you feel today compared to Monday, and just kind of how that reflected in what we saw from you on the mound today?
Yeah, I felt a lot better today. Felt like I was in my legs better. So, felt like I was in a good spot.
How did that first inning show you?
Just can trust the heater, and me and Gary really, ran with that.
You had the velo, I think, coming out of the gates in that last start. Did you just sustain it? Sustain the legs and the physicality a bit better today?
Yeah. No, sustaining the legs helps a lot. I think that's most of my velo comes from is lower half. So, it comes a lot easier when you have all the pieces.
What was the catch play, the throwing program this week? Did it feel like an improvement?
No, exact same.
What do you kind of go through mentally there after you give up the homer, hit by pitch, and just to get that final out of the inning?
No, nothing really. I mean, just on to the next. Thought I threw a good pitch to both, and heater was where I wanted it. Maybe a little bit more up, but oh well. And then the curveball I hit him with, right where I wanted it, back foot. So, oh well.
You had over 30 pitches, at least 103. Just how are you able to kind of keep that velocity going throughout the season?
Yeah, staying in my legs. I think that's the biggest thing to it. So, felt a lot better.
How do you feel compared to this time last year with all the work you did in the offseason as far as workload and how the body feels?
Yeah, a lot better for the second half, So, no, coming in last year felt like I kind of was, getting to the top of it. And now I feel ready to go, feel in a good spot.
When you retire the first 14 batters, do you start getting in the back of your mind, thinking about what you might be able to accomplish over the course of the game?
No, I'm worried about the next guy. There isn't any worried about further down the line because random stuff happens. And no, you can't think about anything like that. You got to think about the next dude in the box.
What is that zone that you feel like you're in when you strike out 12 of the first 13?
I don't think there is a zone. I think that's just pitching. I think that's felt like myself and kept going.
Just the nature of Jacob Mizorowski is impressive, and just a happy dude. And just worry about the next hitter. Whatever happens. Oh, loving it. They have that guy, not just as a Brewers guy, but as a Major League Baseball, looking up at the Milwaukee Brewers in a 66-39 mark led by Jacob Mizorowski and company. All right, that's going to do it for us. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. And tomorrow it's a 3-game series in San Francisco, late night Brewers conversation where all bets are off. I mean, done this a long time, so I am way impressed with how late people stay up. So let's talk some Brewers baseball. 8:38 first pitch. Leadoff show gets you ready. After the game, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. For Aaron Morse, my name is Tim Allen. Once again, the final 11-2 Brewers win. We'll see you tomorrow night. And remember, as always, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.